Durdle magic. Thank you for tuning in to Durdle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and Durdle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Durdle Magic. Today, we're back with Livio and Kodama. Looking at our opening hand, 4 lands. We can summon at least our commander. We do have more land search in the deck. Do have a lot of 3 and 2 drops. So, should we risk it? Yeah, I think we can risk it. I mean, at the very least, it gives us up to 4 turns to draw something. So our commander's Livio, 1 white for legendary 2/2 human knight. 1 in white. Choose another target creature. Its controller may exile it with an Aegeus counter on it. 2 white tap. Return all exiled cards with Aegeus counters on them to the battlefield under their owner's control. Partner. Then we have Kodama of the East Tree. 4 green for a legendary 6/6 spirit. Breach. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. Partner. So if you didn't see the last video, what I'm trying to do here is like a enter the battlefield blink deck with like some landfall mixed in. It's interesting. I don't know if it's going to muddle it up too much, but we'll see how it goes. We have a Plains and a Soul Ring into play for our first opponent. Alright then. Our first opponent with a Plains and a Soul Ring into play is Djeru with Eyes Open. 3 white for a legendary 4/3 human warrior. Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a Planeswalker card, reveal it, and put it to your hand, then shuffle your library. If a sorcerer will deal damage to the Planeswalker you control, prevent 1 of that damage. Then we have an Urborg followed by a Soul Ring 4. Alesha, who smiles at death. 2 red for a legendary 3/2 human warrior first strike. When it attacks, you may pay Orzhov. If you do, return target creature card with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Alright, our turn gives us Knight of the Reliquary. Did have a landfall theme undergoing here. Let's do Evolving Wilds, crack it, and get a forest. And we'll pass it off to our opponents. So, I'm hoping that our next opponent isn't like Mountain Soul Ring, because then I'll feel really left out. Speaking of, our last opponent is Jhoira of the Ghitu. 1 blue-red for a legendary 2/2 human wizard. 2, exile an online card from your hand. Put 4 time counters on the exiled card. If it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. I don't remember. I faced this not too long ago. I don't remember if it made it into a video or not. Swiftwater Eclipse into play for them. They gain 1 life. Over to Djeru. Djeru? I don't know. Plains in play, followed by Grateful Apparition. So this card is something that proliferates. We're going to have to keep a careful eye on that. Noticeably, if it deals damage to a Planeswalker or a player, so it's better than Thrumming Bird. So I do like that about it. Over to Alesha. Blood Crypt into play. Will it be untapped? It is. Chromatic Lantern coming down for Alesha. So that's pretty good. They'll have, what, 6 mana on turn 3? I'm sorry. Rakdos Signet is also coming down for Alesha. Oi, that's a lot of mana. I have a forest. Comes our turn. We get, what is this called? Yasharn Implacable Earth. Alright, let's get down Bountiful Promenade in our second main and just pass it off. Accidentally pressed the 1 instead of the Q button because, as I said in the last video, new mouse, but it doesn't have the buttons on the side because my gaming mouse has died. It served me well. Jhoira's turn, Island into play. That's it for Jhoira. Over to Djeru. Plains into play, followed by the commander Djeru with Eyes Open. Oh, we have a straight up counterspell out of Jhoira in response. Okay. To be fair, even if mono white's the weakest color in EDH, having an army of planeswalkers can be very good regardless. Grateful Apparition on the attack, off into Jhoira. Yeah, that seems pretty legit. Damage is good. Jhoira down to 40. They were at 41 from the Swiftwater Cliffs. Grateful Apparition will trigger. Doesn't seem to be anything to proliferate though. Over to Alesha's turn. They're going to have potentially 7 mana this turn. That's a lot of mana. Alesha, who smiles at death, coming down for that player. There's nothing yet in their graveyard, so don't know quite. Well, that'll solve that issue. Faithless Looting going to the stack. Angel of Invention and Master of Cruelties. Okay, so that is very unfortunate. First strike, Death Touch can only attack alone. Whenever it attacks a player and doesn't block, that player's life total becomes 1. It assigns no combat damage this turn. Our turn gives us Winds of Abandon. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do a Plains. And then we'll get down the Knight of the Reliquary. I forgot, all my non-swamp lands are swamps, so I have to annoyingly pick the color every time. And we'll pass it off. Over to Jhoira. So Alesha going to be problematic, to say the least. Jhoira of the Ghitu coming down for that player. I do really like that commander, but too often it's like Eldrazi and board wipes and stuff like that. I did run to, I don't remember again if it made into a video, but that Jhoira deck was fairly casual and I did enjoy it a lot. It's just kind of eggs in basket. Over to Djeru, already tapping down some mana. We have Verge Rangers, nice. So that's one of those cards that they're trying to increase white's power in EDH specifically. So 2 white, 3/3 first strike. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. As long as your opponents control more lands than you, you may play lands from the top of your library. That doesn't give you extra land plays, but it does allow you to essentially quasi-draw a card. Djeru is on the attack, off into the Jhoira player. Alright. Djeru taps down the rest of their mana. Combat damage is good. Jhoira down to 39. Grateful Apparition will trigger. Nothing to proliferate, though. Over to Alesha's turn, and they have me just a little bit scared. So on the bright side, it only triggers once unless they get extra combats, but it's red and red-white, so there's probably extra combats. All you need is what, Aurelia? So let's see what they do with the turn. Hopefully not too much. We have a Harsh Mentor coming down. Okay. That's going to be hurting us a little bit with the Knight of the Reliquary. And Tidehall Scholar. Alright, so a little bit of control. Let's see who they're going to target with the effect. When enters the battlefield, target player reveals their hand and the non-land card from it is exiled until Tidehall Scholar leaves the battlefield. Now, this has a separation, so you can potentially abuse this just like you abuse Fiend Hunter, but try not to do that to your friends. Alright, so this is Jhoira's hand. Not too much in there that I would necessarily say that we have to be worried about. I mean, Nibbles of Frost maybe for the Alesha player. It keeps stuff tapped down. Alright, so let's see what they took. Compulsive Research. Alright, so they took the card draw. That's too bad. At least it wasn't us, I suppose. We'll have to try to keep Jhoira in the game a little bit, maybe. Not sure how it's going to go down. Let's see where Alesha's going to attack. They do have mana for their ability. Alright, Alesha on the attack. They are getting back the Angel of Invention. So it'll come into play and either make servos or buff their guys. Alright, let's see where the Angel's going to attack. Alright, they're going to make their servo tokens. Alright, so Alesha off into us. The Grand Abolisher off into Jhoira. And the Angel off into Jhoira. So, yeah, she has first strike. I don't want to block Alesha at the moment, so we will not. Damage is good. We are down to 36. Jhoira down to 34. We are up to 4 commander. Comes to our turn. We get a Forest. That works for me. Let's go ahead and play it. Let's play Yasharn. Implacable? I don't know. The Earth. It's an earthy bear. Earthy piggy. It's a boar, isn't it? Anyway, we get to search for a library for a Forest and a Plains card. Put them into our hand. Yep, I think that's it for now. Let's pass it off. I just want to get to that Winds of Abandon as soon as possible. Over to Jhoira's turn, 6 cards in hand after the draw. Let's see if they drop a land and do anything. So far, what they were exposed, what was revealed to us, didn't seem like much. But I do hope they draw something to help them get into the game. I think after the Winds of Abandon, it'll probably be better. So hopefully they want summon like a bunch of random creatures. That's it for Jhoira. So I don't know if you watched the last video or not, but if you didn't, go ahead and check that out. Did pretty well, got a lot of removal. But while I was testing this deck out, they spoiled a commander with the landfall ability, the new one from Kaldheim. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's basically as landfall and you get a token. And I'll leave it there, you know, that's half the landfall stuff does that anyway. But I thought that'd be a nice leader for this deck. But now that I've played the deck more, I don't know, but it could certainly go in the 99. Djeru on the attack again after a land drop. Verge Rangers with first strike and the flying Grateful Apparition. Where is it going? Okay, so the flyer off into Alesha, Verge Rangers off into Jhoira. Damage is good. Jhoira down to 31. The Alesha player down to 39. Grateful Apparition triggers again, but again, nothing to proliferate. And then we have a Fumigate. Alright, let's go ahead and activate the Neither Reliquary. Sacrifice a forest. We will be taking some damage from the Harsh Mentor. Now the Reliquary doesn't need a mentorship. Oh, looks like we have a response out of Jhoira. Let's see what that's going to be. Alright, they are suspending a card. Harsh Mentor will trigger again. This time, Jhoira is going to be taking the damage. They suspend Chandra's Fury. Yeah, that could be some pretty good follow-up. Oh, Jhoira is suspending something else. Mind's Desire. Alright. Interesting. Harsh Mentor, again, going to damage Jhoira. Now, the Reliquary gets us any land out of our deck. Isn't that nifty? But I think mostly here, I'm going to go for Temple of the False God because it is 2 mana on a land. And I usually don't play Ancient Tomb. There it goes. Tidehauler Scholar will give a card back to the Jhoira player. The Djeru player up to 52. Fumigate does gain them 1 life for each creature that dies via Fumigate. Also, our pig, boar, bear thing died. That's a sad face. Alright, over to Alesha's turn. They have their commander in the graveyard. 3 cards in hand after the draw. We have Gante, Lord of Luxury. I hope it's not us. We don't have too much that's good in this deck for them to necessarily steal, but we do have some high-end stuff I don't want them to have. If they do take it from us and cast it, we do have Angel of Serenity, one of my favorite all-time white cards. And we can just take it back. Alright, they're going to target Jhoira. I mean, that's potentially very good, but the deck seems to be very casual, so I don't know what kind of power that's going to be. Well, they picked very quickly, so I guess that works out. To our turn, we get Myriad Landscape. So we have potentially 6 mana this turn, so nothing really to do with it besides a Sun Titan. We could get back the Reliquary Knight. Could be something we can do. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Drop a Plains. Cast the Sun Titan, and get back the Knight. Sun Titan, as you may have noticed, can also get back our lands, so that'll be great for our landfall effects if we run into more of them at all. Let's pass the turn. Jhoira's turn, Chandra's Fury and Mind's Desire will lose a suspend counter or a time counter. I forget specifically which one it is, I think it's time. They will each be down to 3. Jhoira land into play 4 cards left in their hand. They're at 27, by the way. 52 at Djeru, 39 at Alesha. We are at 34. Niblis of Frost coming down for them. That is a card I really like. I just wish its tap effect was like as long as it stays on the battlefield, but I could see if you can keep getting in for damage on that. That wouldn't necessarily be all that fair. Still, I like the card's design. Over to Djeru. They haven't dropped any Planeswalkers yet, and we could threaten them pretty readily. They would need like some Pillow Fort or something, but Ghostly Prison does not protect your Planeswalkers. Sphere of Safety would. And I don't remember if Norn's Annex does it or not. So there are less Pillow Fort effects for Planeswalkers than there are for your own face. Archangel of Tides, though, that'll be pretty good. So this costs 1 white for a 3/5 Angel. So good body, high cost, but they're playing mono white. If it's untapped, creatures can't attack you or Planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures, and as long as it's attacking, creatures can't block unless their controllers pay 1 for each of those creatures. This is a card I very, very much like, but that triple white can really hamper it sometimes. I think that was, you know, more or less intentional. White has good cards, they're just not as like high impact in value generating as other colors. And I think that's what they need to try to break parity on, but then does white lose its color identity? You know, other stuff notwithstanding. Hull Breacher! Alright, over to the Alesha's turn. They are tapping down some mana. It's Living Death. All the cards are gonna come back. Well, good thing we have Winds of Abandon mana. Hey, we get some lands, though, to our hand, but still. Let's go get some lands. 1 Forest, please, and 1 Sunbeam. Ooh, Wrath of God, Urza's Ruinous Blast, Ugin. Oh, dear. And Ugin the Ineffable. That's actually kind of cool. And Hurliod's Intervention. Yeah, white has answers to just about everything. It's just not as fast as the other colors. Even red's fast. Well, that's a misnomer. Red's always been fast. And EDH, though, not the fastest. That's it for Alesha. I think we need to blow the Winds of Abandon. Hopefully they don't, like, quit on us or something, but gotta do what we gotta do. Let's do Myriad Landscape. Double check our mana, though. Make sure we have 6. We do. Myriad Landscape into play, please. And we have to select all the colors. I hate Urborg. And overload a Winds of Abandon. Everything gets exiled. Nice. Everybody's going to get some lands, though. Well, except for Jhoira and ourselves, anyway. Okay, lands in play. Tidehole Scholar will trigger. They'll be giving whatever card they took back to the Djeru player. Let's go to combat. Let's attack the Alesha player. So we know there's a couple of board wipes in Djeru's hand, so I don't want to commit too many creatures to the board. Angel, Charming Prince, that could be enough. Don't necessarily want to do Conjurer's Closet either because they do have Heliod's Intervention. So I think we're going to start hitting... Well, I guess I was going to say Djeru and Alesha more, but Alesha has quit the game. Yeah, they only had 2 cards in hand, and the rest of their stuff got exiled, so I don't know that they're going to be able to come back, so I guess that works out. So now we have to concentrate on Djeru and keep an eye on Jhoira. Jhoira seems to be very, very casual, but it is Jhoira, and you never quite know. Compulsive Research out of Jhoira. Target player draws 3 cards. They are targeting themselves. Then they'll discard 2 cards unless they discard a land card. They discard a mountain. Heartstone down. That'll be very good for Livio anyway. Ugin the Spirit Dragon coming down. Okay, let's see what they're going to do with that. So it has a damage ability for +2, -X to exile all things that are colored. Alright, they're going to exile our poor... I swear that the elemental bacon it gets cooked every time. Alright, so now we have to contend with Ugin. We get Emergent Zone on the draw. Not the best. But I think right now, let's go ahead, play a Forest. And get down the Angel of Serenity. I don't want to play the Charming Prince just yet because they do have that removal. And we do need to take down Ugin. I just wish we had something with haste. Unfortunately, green-white. Angel of Serenity to the stack and to the battlefield. Let's go ahead and get back some stuff. Sun Titan and Knight of the Reliquary. We choose up to 3 targets. We only chose 2. And let's pass off the turn. So, if she does end up dying to Ugin, or some other effect, we get our creatures back and can re-threaten. That's about as good as we have right now. Lots of lands in hand, unfortunately. Alright, let's see. What are these down to? 1 suspend on each of those. Alright, so this one hits damage to target player or planeswalker. That's fine with me. Maybe they can kill Ugin next turn. Jhoira of the Ghitu coming down for that player. Second time this game. That's it for Jhoira. They do have enough mana to suspend 1 card because of the Heartstone, so that'll be pretty nice. Over to Djeru's turn. They're dealing 3 damage to the Jhoira. That's unfortunate. We can still kill Ugin, so that's fine with me unless they drop some kind of another angel. I think there's also a new Archon that has a similar effect. They're activating Jhoira in response to suspend a card. Let's see what it is. It is Cinderstorm. Let's see what Cinderstorm does. 7 damage to any target. Alright. It's not a, was it Winds of Wrath? No, that's the white one. Searing Wind is the red one. Ugin the Ineffable, and it's promo arty stuff. So this one says, colorless spells you cast cost 2 us to cast. They are destroying a permanent that's 1 or more colors. It will be our angel. That's fine. Our stuff gets to come back to our hand. And they're dropping a Mana Vault. Alright, so things are getting a bit out of hand. Thalia's Lancer's coming down. They'll search the library for a legendary card and reveal it. Anyway, to finish, Ugin the Ineffable. +1, exile the top card of your library face down and look at it. Create a 2/2 colorless spirit creature token. When that token leaves the battlefield, you may put the exiled card in your hand. So it's like a manifest-ish ability. -3, destroy target permanent that's 1 or more colors, which is what was used to destroy our Angel of Serenity. They went and got the Chain Veil. No, Don't like that at all. Comes to our turn, we get Spring Bloom Druid. Not terribly helpful. Let's go ahead and play Plains. Let's crack the Myriad Landscape, go get some Farce. And what else do we want to do? We don't have any, we're not getting any of our removal necessarily to get rid of the creature. Otherwise it's mostly for artifacts and enchantments. And they still have Heliod's Intervention and Urza's Ruinous Blast. Let's go ahead and play Charming Prince and Scry, see what's on top, maybe get stuff out of our way and dig a little. Swords to Plowshares and Admonition Angel. Admonition Angel could be good, but we'd have to drop 2 lands at a time, so we need to get down the Knight of the Reliquary and hope it survives. Otherwise, Spring Bloom Druid on backup. And I think that's where we are, so we just have to make it towards the next turn without everything immediately succumbing to instant death. We'll keep both on top. Let's get down the Knight of the Reliquary, try to bait out some more of that board wipe removal on Ugin so we can kill it easier later, and pass the turn. Over the Jhoira's turn, Mind's Desire and Chandra's Fury, I believe, are going to come out now. Cinderstorm still has 3 more turns to go. Mind's Desire gets cast. Shuffle your library, then exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card without paying its mana cost, Storm. It's Terramorphic Expanse. I was just thinking they're going to whiff on a land, watch. Too bad they didn't do Chandra's Fury first, and they could do it twice. Storm is really important to get some more things going there. But, at least they're getting removal. Chandra's Fury to the stack. Where is it going to go? It's going to hit Ugin. Alright, so 4 damage to it, it will be at 1. So our board is clear from being wiped from that anyway. But again, Urza's Ruinous Blast is coming out. Terramorphic Expanse into play. They might as well crack it unless they saw something otherwise, but I don't think they had any scry going on. God Eternal Kefnet. There's a little bit of power. Nice. Curious Homunculus. Taps add mana for instance of sorcery spells. It is a flip card, let's take a look. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 3 more instant sorcery cards in your graveyard, transform it. It has prowess, instant sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. Yeah, I can dig that. God Eternal Kefnet is flying. You may reveal the first card you draw each turn as you draw it. Whenever you reveal an instant sorcery card this way, copy that card, and you may cast the copy. That copy costs 2 less to cast. When it dies or is put into exile from the battlefield, Kefnet, God Eternal that is, you may put it into its owner's library 3rd from the top. Mana Vault triggers during the draw step. The Djeru player takes 1 damage. Ugin the Ineffable, exile the top card of their library, they get to make a spirit. This version of Ugin is one of my more favorite planeswalkers, just not useful in just, anything, but it's good for like artifacts and stuff. Ugin's going to deal 3 damage to Kefnet. Alright. Flooded Strand gets the crack, it came into play earlier. The Chained Veil's coming down. Alright, so they could activate the Chained Veil and activate their Ugins again. That would kind of suck. Yep, there it goes. So 3 more damage probably to Kefnet, get out of the way. Yep, there it is. And then exile another card off the top, get another spirit. God Eternal Kefnet will get put 3rd from the top. Ooh, Jhoira leaves. That's unfortunate. So now we have to deal with all this on our own. That's not my favorite. Alright, well, we have a plan, so we can get some stuff done. I just don't remember, I don't know if they have any instant speed removal, which could complicate the issue real bad. We're going to draw Admonition Angel, and there it is. So we can play her, they can't necessarily respond. She comes into play, and then we need to be able to play a land which doesn't use the stack to hold up priority to at least get something out of our way. And then Spring Bloom Druid, Knight of the Reliquary at instant speed, Spring Bloom at sorcery speed. Hope to get a lot of stuff out of the way and start wailing on them a bit. That's the plan. Admonition Angel, however, we need to see if we can do something about exiling things because they have Urza's Ruinous Blast and they'll just get all their stuff back. Admonition Angel. Okay, so let's see what we can do with it. Let's play land. Emergent Zone, please. We have a trigger. Let's go ahead, exile the Ethalia's Lancers. Let's play the Spring Bloom Druid. It comes into play and will trigger. Sacrifice a tapped forest. A plains and a forest, please. It's basically a Harrow with a body. 2 more triggers. Let's get rid of their spirits. And then let's go to attacks. Get rid of 1 Ugin and hurt the other. 1 Ugin down, 1 Ugin to 1 counter. Alright, and let's get down. Actually, we don't have enough mana for our commander just yet. Let's pass the turn. They're probably just going to blow the board and get their Thalia's Lancers back. I don't know if we're going to be able to overcome the value they have at the moment. so that is somewhat problematic. Mana Vault will trigger. It looks like they're paying the 4 to untap it. They in fact do so. I imagine now it's going to be Urza's Ruinous Blast. And then they get their Thalia's Lances back, get Planeswalker, and they just go for it. They make a Spirit Token with Ugin. Arid Mesa also came into play, by the way. Arid Mesa gets the crack. Going to go get a Plains. Could be Mistfill Plains. Yeah, there it is. I was going to say, I think there's like 2 non-basic Plains. Urza's Ruinous Blast. Exile all non-legendary permanents. They get the guy back. Thalia's Lancers. It'll come into play. They get a Planeswalker from their deck. Or a legendary card, really, but I imagine it'll be a Planeswalker at this point. They get Mangara the Diplomat. That'll be pretty good for him. Draw some more cards. Comes our turn. We get Feldar Retreat. There's some more landfall stuff. Can't necessarily Swarm, but what do we want to do this turn? I was thinking Kodama, Sun Titan could do Retreat, then play a land, maybe? That could be something. Could also do Conjurer's Closet, get back some more lands for some even more shenanigans. Let's get down Kodama. And then I guess we'll get down the Titan. I imagine they're still going to have some mass removal because Planeswalkers don't need to worry about that. But if we don't do anything, we lose. We have some triggers. What do we want to get? Let's get Evolving Wilds. Kodama will also trigger. Let's go ahead and do... Do we want to do Conjurer's Closet? Yeah, let's go ahead and do Conjurer's Closet. Might as well commit to the board. Evolving Wilds into play. Kodama will trigger. We will not put a land in play at this juncture. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. Go to the end step. Conjurer's Closet will trigger. Let's bounce the Sun... Well, bounce. Blink the Sun Titan. We have some triggers. Let's get back Myriad Landscape. Kodama will trigger. Let's do Feldar Retreat. Sun Titan will trigger. We'll get back a land. We have some more triggers. Let's make a cat. Another trigger. Put a land into play. Make another kitty. Crack the Terramorphic Expanse. Let's go get a Plains. More stuff is happening. Alright, now we have 3 Ks. Let's play a land. This time give everything a counter. And that's it. We have committed fully to the board. I imagine a board wipe, and then they just value us out to our opponent's turn. Prismatic Vista into play. It gets the crack. Deploy the Gatewatch. This will be deadly. We have the Wanderer and Elspeth Knight Errant. Alright, so they're going to exile our Sun Titan. That's unfortunate. And they'll make a 1/1 white soldier creature token. That's not as bad, but Elspeth Knight Errant can get out of hand. Then they'll make a Spirit. Lots of blockers. And Heliod's Intervention to destroy the Feldar's Retreat. Yep. Kinda figured. On the bright side, they didn't have enough mana to destroy the Conjurer's Closet. Alright, coming to our turn, let's see what we get. Hopefully not a land. It is not, it is Banisher Priest. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and summon our other commander. Livio, Oathsworn Sentinel. Kodama will trigger, but it won't be happening for us. Let's play the Banisher Priest and get Thalia's Lancers out of the way. We have some triggers. Again, Kodama will trigger, but it won't be working for us. Nothing in hand. Thalia's Lancers is exiled. Let's go ahead and attack. Kodama into Elspeth, and then we'll send the other ones into the Wanderer because it just really needs to die. We have a Spirit intercepting Kodama. Yep, kind of figured that was happening. Wanderer is down. Ugin's Spirit token will get them a card to their hand. And I guess we passed the turn. Livio can now protect 2 of our creatures, so that's nice. Conjurer's Closet will trigger. Let's go ahead and choose Kodama to untap it, basically. To our opponent's turn. 6 cards in hand after the draw. And unfortunately, a lot of things to go bad for us. Keeper of the Accord coming down. Ugin is going to exile the top card again. They make a Spirit. They'll create another soldier. Emeria Shattered Skyclave into play. Alright. Chain Veil's being activated. That's unfortunate. They'll make another soldier. They'll make another Spirit. And that's it for them. What we really need right now is something to get something back from our graveyard. A Plains was not the card that we needed. Let's go ahead and play it, I suppose. I think it's going to be game in a couple of turns here. That's unfortunate. Again, we aren't getting the card draw. And I have 11 sources in the deck, so I don't know why we don't get that stuff. We'll take a look after the game. Let's go to combat. We gotta get stuff dead regardless. Kodama off into Elspeth. And then we'll send all of our other guys, our cats, if you will, off into Ugin. And do we want to send Banisher Priest anywhere? No, I don't think we do, even because if we blink it and then bring it back or something, they get an ETB out of it. That's not the best. Alright, let's see what happens. We have a soldier on the intercept against Kodama. Too bad it doesn't have trample. Spirit against the cat, spirit against the cat. And a soldier against the other cat. No damage gets through. We do weaken their forces, but their planeswalkers are 100% protected. And at this point, close to ultimate on Elspeth, which isn't good. They also get like basically 2 card draw for the spirits dying. Alright, let's pass it to our opponents. Conjurer's Closet will trigger. Keeper of the Accord will also trigger. So let's pick Kodama and basically untap it. Plains in play for Djeru. They'll also get a soldier. Djeru's turn. Plains in play, 6 cards in hand. Ugin making another spirit. Elspeth making another soldier token. And then I imagine Chainveil activation, emblem, and then they're going to blow up one of our things perhaps. Arcane Signet down for Djeru. Gideon, ally of Zendikar. That's unfortunate. More tokens. Having tokens down to protect planeswalkers is a very big deal, and that's why I think Super Friends benefits a lot from the white and green part of the pie. Red, blue, and black don't normally make that many tokens. And Johnny Goldmane also coming down. Yeah, I think at this point it's good game, more or less. As long as he can swarm us next turn. I don't think we're dead this turn. But being able to activate the Chainveil and do everything again and pump all of their guys is very good. Another spirit into play. Elspeth gets an emblem. She hits the bin. Everything gains indestructible. So, yeah, I think we'll just have to call it good game there. There's nothing we can really do about it. A Johnny Goldmane, 1/1 counter on each creature they control. They gain vigilance until end of turn. Endless Atlas coming down. And some attacks. Let's see. I mean, we won't kill it. It's also a 5/6. So, yeah, we'll just take it, say good game to our opponent, and concede the game. Unless we got, you know, Eternal Witness, Winds of Abandon, and then killed all of their planeswalkers somehow, I just don't think it's going to work. So, actually, let's wait and see what we're going to draw first. And damage is good, 23. Alright, don't think they're going to do anything else this turn. Do have mana up for Path to Exile, though. That is a little bit worrisome. However, let's get to our turn, like I said. See what we draw. If it's Eternal Witness into Winds of Abandon or a Green Warden of Murasa into Winds of Abandon, probably stay in the game and hit their planeswalkers, see what we can do, because they did commit to the board for this. But short of that, I think we'll give it to him. We get Sunblast Angel. A little bit ironic. Alright, let's just give the game to him. Gonna go say good game. And we will concede. Okay, so I guess I pressed the wrong button when we immediately went to my deck. I didn't even get to give him a point for having such an interesting deck. Djeru player, if you ever watch this video, no, I want to give you that point, but I pressed the wrong button somewhere. Anyway, here is the deck. Did not make any change to it from the last time. It looks like our deck was trying to get going there. The landfall was actually working. We got one of our landfall cards. But I think we just, again, didn't hit that draw. And I'm pretty sure we went over that in the last video. I'll count real quick, but I'm pretty sure we have about 11 draw sources, and we just weren't getting anything at all. And Kodama, to make it good, really needs that extra draw to keep going and shoving stuff out of our hand, because if we're going to overcommit to the board like that, we need a hand to recover with, not to mention some recursion. Eternal Witness and Green Warden of Murasa, Emeria Shepherd would have been good. Angel of Serenity we got. So yeah, it's just that card draw. It's so elusive in this deck no matter how much I add. So I think for changes going forward, I'm just going to have to try and add more card draw. Probably even just like harmonize. Let's go ahead and go over the blink package. I did say we'd do that this time. You saw Conjurer's Closet, very strong card. Helps us blink at the end of turn any one thing. It does cost 5, but it does stay around forever, and having permanent blink stuff is very good for us. We also did see Omniscient Angel. I did say last time I might take it out, and the reason is because it's very eggs in basket. If we can't protect it, and this deck does not focus on doing that without blinking, they just get all their stuff back. So I'm thinking I might take it out for, I think it's Archangel of Invention or Angel of Invention from Kaladesh, where it comes into play, or is it Intervention? It comes into play and blinks at another creature. And I think that's something I want. It doesn't have flash, but it does fly, it does blink something, so I might change those out. Anyway, back to the blink effects. We have Felidar Guardian, classic card at this point, infinite combos with anything. And then we have something like Gale Powder Mage. When it attacks, we get to blink something against a fire, so it does have a little bit of evasion. And people rightly kill it all the time, but this is something we do just about every turn as long as we have a clear attack. We can even blink it out with some other effect in response, like Flicker from Fate, or of Fate, so it's pretty good. And then to combo with Feldar Guardian, we have Restoration Angel. It has Flash, and it blinks a non-angel. I believe there's a new card in the set coming out that does something similar to this. Glorious Guardian, I believe it's called. If it was out right now, I'd 100% put it in this deck. Then we have Flicker Wisp as a 3-drop. It's a creature, comes into play, blinks something till the end of the turn. That's fine. Same with the Charming Prince. Comes into play, can blink something out. Comes back at end of turn, dodges a Wrath perhaps. And then we have Eldrazi Displacer. This card's just fantastic. We have, I think, 8 colorless sources in the land base alone. I think I added one since I counted last, so usually works out pretty well. And then we have some of the instant effects. Flicker of Fate here, we saw that. Long Road Home comes back with a counter. Otherworldly Journey comes back with a counter. They're essentially the same thing as Long Road Home, except one's arcane in case that needs some mana for you. So we do have a lot of blink in the deck. And with the Sun Titan, with the landfall triggers, that really helps out. Then we also have Ashaya. I think we covered that last time. I don't remember. Soul of the World makes all of our stuff land, so then we get even more landfall triggers. So the landfall seems to work in this deck when we get it. I don't know. We just need that card draw. I don't know what else to say. We just really, really need it, and we never run into it. Even in my testing, I'm just like, where the f is this card draw? Anyway, if you saw any cards you want from this video to purchase for yourself in paper, sealed product, Kaldheim is coming up. Pre-order if you want. Or card sleeves to protect all that stuff when you finally sleeve up a deck from one of these new commanders and go kick your friends in the metaphorical face. Don't actually kick them. Please consider using the TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. It doesn't cost you anything extra and it helps out the channel. Alright, so we have one more video of Livio and Kodama, and then we're into Kaldheim. Kaldheim does come out for Magic the Gathering Online the 20th, one day before it comes out for pre-release, I think, and one day before I post a video. So that deck might get a little bit thrown together, or we might have to skip a Kaldheim video on Friday and just do some other commander. You can let me know what you think about in the comments below. I'm going to try my best, of course, to get into Kaldheim. There are a lot of interesting commanders. As far as sets go, this is probably my second favorite set of all time. My first being Ravnica, but there are 3 Ravnica sets, so I don't know if that's a fair equivalence. Anyway, until the next video, I'll see you guys around.